bottom line, wear sunscreen always.
And stay inside.
Yeah, and the AC, it's very hot. We set another high record today. We hit 100 degrees. So our last 100-degree day wasn't 300 days ago. It wasn't 1,000 days ago. It was 6 days ago on last Sunday. So we haven't even made it a week and we've already hit 100 again here in Corpus Christi. Here's a look at some of the highest heat indices this afternoon. Kingsville at 129 feels like temperature. Corpus Christi, we hit 125 for our feels like temperature today, and that would put us in the #1 slot for the highest heat index recorded in Corpus Christi's recorded history. So very, very hot weather. You can see we've also got a couple other dates on here from earlier this week that are in this top 5. So very, very hot. Make sure you're staying inside. And speaking of statistics, we've had consecutively 9 days of heat advisories, 5 days of those excessive heat warnings that we've been talking about since last week. 3 of those last days have been just for us here in Corpus Christi. So this heat has been going on for at least a week now, and unfortunately it's going to go on for at least another week. 93 right now, feels a lot hotter thanks to the humidity. Feels like 114 right now. Dew points have been in the 80s today. Normally they're in the 70s this time of year, and they've been in the upper 70s, lower 80s for quite some time. So that translates to these warm, sticky overnights last night. If you were outside, you could just feel how gross it feels when you walk outside. Your hands get all clammy, really gross outside, and then that translates into tomorrow afternoon, more dangerous heat. I've got a feels like temperature of 120, and the National Weather Service already going ahead and issuing those heat warnings yet again for tomorrow already. So we've got another excessive heat warning for heat indices up to 124 in this pink color here, and another heat advisory for some coastal areas in this orange color. That's for heat indices up to 114. Lots of those around the entire state of Texas and even into our neighboring state of Louisiana. You can see they've got some weather up towards northern Texas and the Panhandle, but for us, we've been relatively quiet for our weather, and that is thanks to this high pressure that's making us so hot. Remember, this came all the way from the Pacific Ocean and built in over Mexico and us, and it has just stayed here and sat on top of us this last week, and it's going to continue to do that for the next couple of days. However, it is going to shove over to the side just a little bit. You can see those high temperatures peaking in the 100s this week. As this high pressure moves over, we could see a little tiny disturbance or weakness in the atmosphere slip over and give us a really low rain chance, but more so, it's going to help our temperatures go down just a little bit. However, that heat dome, if you want to call it that, this big high pressure, it'll build back in, so high temperatures are going to stay in the upper 90s. Here's a look at that forecast with the feels like temperatures on top of it. Anytime we have these high temperatures, add about 10, 15, 20 degrees, and you've got your heat index. Here's a look at some record high temperatures. We've got more potentially record-setting days on the way. Some housekeeping on the tropics. We do have Invest 92L here in the Atlantic. It has an upgraded chance of development, 80% over the next week, but this is something for us just to watch, not worry about just yet. It's moving across the Atlantic, and it's got to make it all the way over here before we're going to start to become concerned with it. Though those waters in the Atlantic are very warm at this time, those environmental conditions are pretty conducive for development. For us, very warm here as well, 80s overnight again, so very sticky. Tomorrow afternoon, another very hot day with highs in the upper 90s, lower 100s. Here's a look at our hourly forecast for tomorrow. Lots of sun with a dangerous heat index. You can see there in those colors. It's going to be another very, very hot day, and it's going to continue to be very hot day. So for Father's Day, maybe get Dad an air conditioner. He'll definitely want to use it this week. Brian.